Good morning runners, it's currently 9:45 on the 19th of June and as you can probably tell I'm not out for a run. In this video, instead of going for a run and taking you with me, I'm going to go through just a few little questions about me so you can get to know me and my running basically. I would have been out for a run, but on Tuesday I kind of had my second run where I felt my shins were kind of giving me just a little bit more shin pain than what I would like. So I thought, you know what, let's call it off. Let's do a couple of days of rest. And then today I was hoping to get out, just do a little bit, see how they were after all the ice treatment that I did with them. But it's been raining. So I might do a little bit of strength training a little bit later, but quite honestly I don't do that much anyway, so it'd be a bit strange. Here we go with the questions. So number one, who am I? Well, I'm Rhiannon. I am a 24-year-old. I live in Bristol and I work kind of in the southwest area teaching dance. So not too far from running, but completely different. I'm also a England athletics running leader, so that means I am able to kind of promote myself as a run leader and have groups and do sessions with them. Don't currently run any because I just haven't got the confidence right now, so I'm hoping that by sharing my kind of journey I'll gain a little bit more confidence in my running and find some time to set up a group. There's literally a park about 5 minutes away from here that would be perfect to have some running groups in, but I just haven't found the time at the moment. But one day I will, and I will have a big troop of runners. So another good question to start with is, when did I start running and why? So I looked back on my Strava before I started this, and it turns out I started running in 2015 on Strava. I'm not sure if that's the actual time that I actually started, and it was just doing less than 5k. So I don't think truly that I was doing 5k. I think the device I was using was kind of messing up all the GPS. Because then if you go to a couple of weeks after that, I was only doing 2k and it was really hard. So I don't think I started with a full 5k. I also looked back at the pace and it was about 6:30ish pace. But quite honestly, you can't actually tell the pace that I was running at because I used to go around and I used to pause the watch when I wasn't actually running because I thought, oh, I don't want it to look like I'm really slow. Probably regret that now because I haven't really improved. Why did I start running? Well, I was doing a dance and psychology degree at university and I just found that I wasn't being as active as I was before. So I used to rent out one of the free bikes for 40 minutes. I used to ride around the Bath Canal path. And I just thought, well, how about I try running as well? Because running's a little bit harder and it gets you kind of doing more in less of a time. I thought that would be great. Wow. It was great for 2015 and then I just didn't really do it for 2016. So yeah, that's kind of my running story, how I started. I then did lots more cycling for a little while with commuting and lots of different things were going on, so I kind of didn't really run that much during 2016, and then slowly I've been doing more and more. So last year I managed to run 1,250-ish kilometres in the year, and then this year I'm hoping to do 1,500 kilometres this year, and I'm about on target for that. I'm not the world's fastest runner. I can be fast, but not world class. So I think my park run time is down to 23 minutes 50, and that was a pretty good day because it was quite a quite a tailwind on the way back in, I believe. Then I've got a 10k time of 51:50, which, yeah, I don't really know how I got that. I think I was just trying super hard. I realised afterwards the race that I did that in was actually just full of like club really good runners. So even though I got like 51:50, I'm still in like, I think like the last 20 people that finished that race, which is crazy. Yeah, that's my running story. So next up on the questions is, what is my favourite kind of running distance? So I've kind of been going like back and forth over what running distance is my preferred, and I think probably 5k is probably what I think is most suited for me. I used to think it was 10k. Honestly, I used to think that entering a race that's 5k is a little bit like silly, because you can just go down to park run and do 5k for free, so why would you kind of like pay to enter a 5k? But I've just been finding that sometimes I don't really have the motivation to do the 10k distance, and it's just a lot nicer to do it, get it done, and then watch everyone else come in, basically. Yeah. What's your favourite running terrain, road or trail? I think would probably definitely depend with this one. I definitely prefer running on trails. Like, it's a lot nicer and there's more to view, but I do also run on the roads a lot now, and I just find it so much easier to compare your pace. You know exactly how much you're improving and how much you're not improving, because the terrain is just so similar and it can be more replicable. So I do tend to do more road races. Yeah, I tend to like race the road runs a little bit more, and then when I do a trail like race, I'm just kind of doing it for the fun. What's my favourite running app? So I've already kind of touched on it. I think I've already mentioned it, but I definitely use Strava a whole lot more than any other kind of running based app at the moment. So I record it on my Garmin, and then that will automatically upload it to Strava, and then I tend to just look on Strava about all my different stats and bits and pieces. I've now actually got the kind of paid for version of Strava, so it does give you a lot of different stats about how much you're working, things like that, but I'm not too interested in the stats at the moment. Probably will one day. But one of the good things about the Garmin app that I have been using is the kind of, it tells you how much each session helps your training. So sometimes it will tell me like, oh, this had 0 effect. It might say that this one gave you like a little bit of cardiovascular improvement and things like that. And I definitely kind of hope that I'm always doing the right thing and hoping that it's always improving. Isn't always the case, because I am a bit lazy sometimes. So going off the back of that question, the next one is, how often do I train? So I try to do between 4 and 5 runs every week. Most of the time I plan for 6, but I don't do 6, because I realised that was way too much, and if I do 6, I'm just going to be overtraining, I'm not going to feel like running, and I'm probably going to injure myself. So I do kind of float between the 4 and 5 mark. So far this week, it's now Friday, I've only done 2 because of my legs. I've just been putting ice on them every couple of hours just to try and like help them get back to normal, and fingers crossed by next week I'll be running fine again, and I'm going to incorporate a lot more strength, and then hopefully maybe one day I will be running 6 times a week, but right now 4 to 5 times a week. If we weren't in this kind of weird situation where I'm I'm not actually working my proper kind of full-time job right now because, well, the government isn't allowing it. But yeah, let's not get into that one. I would normally be doing quite a lot of cycling as well. So I cycle to the train station and back pretty much every day. And then on top of that, the other end of the journey, I cycle from that train station to the venue where I'm teaching dance all the time pretty much. So that almost always is another like 15-20 kilometres on my bike almost every day. Sometimes I cycle to Bath and back as well, which is another like 45 kilometres. So normally I'm a lot more active than what I have been at the moment, but I'm not really complaining. I just do what I can at the moment and then hope that it's good and it's going to benefit me in the long run. So here's a little quick fire round. I'm going to start with just doing small little questions that kind of only have one answer. So what is my current running shoe? I'm currently running in the On Cloud Flow shoes. They're pretty much brand new. Got them about a month ago to replace my old Nike Pegasus. And yeah, that's why I'm running it. What has been my favourite race so far? I would say Towpath Series 10k last year. It was a really nice day and that was the day I got my 10k PB. What has been your longest run so far? My longest run so far has been 23 kilometres. I actually did that on my 23rd birthday. I just took myself out and did like a long run. Didn't manage to get out on my 24th, I was working. But yeah. What is your home park run? There's a couple around here in Bristol that are really close to our house, but my home park run is actually down in Devon and it is Exmouth Park Run because that's where I am Saturday mornings. I'm teaching on Friday night and Saturday afternoon, so I'm down in Exmouth. So I stay there and do Exmouth Park Run. What is my favourite session? So my favourite session is probably just a little bit of speed work. I don't near enough do as much of this as I want to and should be doing, but I do enjoy it when I do. I've just got to be in the right mood. So moving on to another kind of big question is, why have I started this YouTube channel? My main kind of reason for starting this is because I want to show people that you don't have to be like really fast, really speedy and really competitive to be just a good runner. I think everyone at any pace point should feel as good as everyone else. So I know we're constantly talking about like trying to get faster, bits and pieces like that, but I know that I'm never going to be like the best in a race. Like the best I've done so far was 3rd female, and I think honestly it was just a really bad day and no one wanted to run, and somehow I ended up being 3rd. So who knows? I don't know. My kind of normal running pace now is about 5 minutes 30 per kilometre. I'll try and put up somewhere on the screen what that is in miles. And when I'm pushing, I can get in under that 5-minute mark per kilometre. But yeah, like, I don't think it matters the speed you're going. As long as you're happy at that pace, you should be comfortable with it and you should just go with it and just enjoy yourself. So in the future, I'll be like sharing lots of like fun sessions and bits and pieces to do, and also like challenges that don't involve as much as getting faster as they do just enjoying it a little bit more. Okay, and last question. What is your next running challenge? So my next running challenge is actually, I'm going to be taking on the Race for the Stones virtual race, and I've chosen to do the 100 kilometres. So this means I'm doing kind of 7 days of activity to try and make up 100 kilometres. So I'm not running out and running an ultra on day one. Probably not ever. Never run a marathon, so probably not going to be running one in this challenge. But I'm going to just slowly accumulate the distance over the week and just see if I can do it. Most of the time I run about 30 to 40 kilometres a week. I think when I'm super like dedicated to my training, I can get up to about 55 kilometres. So this is definitely going to be a step up and a challenge, and I know quite possibly the week after I'm not going to be doing so much running. So fingers crossed it all goes well, and I will definitely be sharing the journey with you. I'll probably do like a little kind of like snippet of every single day of that and put it into a video so you can watch it. If you are also joining in on the Virtual Stones challenge, pop a comment down below, and yeah, we can interact, we can share little tips and inspiration, and also we can look out for each other on the leaderboard. So yeah, that's it. If there's anything else you want to know, just leave it in the comments, and also it would be great if you could subscribe. If you're out running today, I hope you have a good rest of your run.